Well, here I am in the Hotel Oral in Erzurum, and give you a little idea what the furnishings look like. It's pretty Spartan. This is one of the better hotels in Erzurum. We were going to stay at the Grand Erzurum Hotel, but after getting here and running around with a taxi driver for a while, we found out that it closed up about 4 or 5 months ago, and so it's no longer in business. The building is still there, but there's nobody running it. And looking out the window across the street, it's a market over there where we're going to buy some of our food and water and other things like that. You see some of the locals hanging out. Here's some of the foothills in the distance, some of the smaller mountains in and around Erzurum, looking from our hotel window. It's about 5 p.m. local time. We were greeted at the airport with a hailstorm, hail the size of marbles that covered the roads and the parking lots and everything. It was essentially, when it stopped, we drove up to Erzurum with our taxi drivers, like driving through sleet. Hold very still.
He's going to send me
Okay, this is where we were staying in Erzurum overnight. There's Andrew in the front. We were on the 4th floor in room 405. Well, if Ahmet gets here soon. Okay, we're on the road to Demizet, Erzurum, with our friends Zafir and Ahmet. Zafir, how do you... Zafir, how do you pronounce the name of your hotel?
Orta
Orta?
Du.
Du?
Yeah, it means Middle East.
Okay. just to give you some kind of idea of the countryside out here between Erzurum and Ari. It's really beautiful with the mountains and the fields. Just a few trees around, not too much. This is old Hittite. What town is this?
Fossilized.
Okay, this is the old Hittite fortress. We saw this when we were here in '92. In fact, we stopped at right in this area right here.
Yeah, and they have a route down here to the hot springs.
Yeah.
Good place for a fortress.
Yeah. It's hard to do that in the car because it shakes so much. You can see that there's still some snow up on the higher peaks. This is Ari. We stopped here to get some gas for the car. That's the road back to Erzurum. And that's the road on to Dolizak. There's our first view view of Mount Ararat. It's not very clear because the light's so bad. There's Mount Ararat again. We're getting closer to it. Don't know how well this is coming on. It's obscured by clouds, so it's hard to see. Coming into Dubai now.
You see the bullets hole and the signs? From 92.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
This is Dubai here?
Yeah.
Figure out how to load this up.
On the other side of that hill is Sag Suyu, because where the anchor stones are. Right in front of us is Mount Ararat.
Lost it, spot out.
Well, this is our bedroom in our hotel here in Dubai, and we're just getting settled in. We just got here, and it's a new hotel. It's only been open about 8 months, and it's pretty nice, although in some places it's not really completely finished. But right behind me, there's a window. Open that window and look out. We've got a beautiful view of the street and the town. And right above it, a nice view of Mount Ararat. Now we'll go in here. This looks like a small room, but it's just the bedroom. We have a living room, dining room combination as well. Right here with a couch. And then the door. We're on our way to the Uzungeli village with Ahmed and Zafir. And there's a nice shot of Mount Ararat. Some of the clouds are clear now. You can actually see the summit. Okay, here's a good shot of both Mount Ararat, Greater Ararat, and Lesser Ararat. That's the village of Cheflik in the foreground there, right at the base of the mountain. Here's the Crescent Ridge. It's above the arc site. The dirt road that leads to the visitor center now. I said about 6,700 feet.
Yeah, I thought the whole valley was about basically that.
This is about 4,500 meters. No, 2,300 meters. Here's the visitor center. You can barely see it.
Getting that air at. What's the wrong way?
Oh, we don't need to get out of it.
Well,
There's
Roll
the
your window
visitor.
down.
head
Then.
back, we can do. Roll your window down?
I can get a picture right there.
There's what we came to see. Did I move in your way?
No. I think I was in your way.
And the visitor center.
Biz sana hediye olarak getirmişler.
Sağ olasın.
Bu hanımında
Hanımın da
hediye. Bu arkadaş onu getirmiş.
Tamam, teşekkürler. Thank you, teşekkürler. Vay teşekkür.
Okay, here we are at the visitor center. And you kind of see the arc through the trees. And I'm walking towards the arc. And you can see the village of Uzungeli right up there. Okay, you can see the arc again from the visitor center and the famous ridge above it. And this is pretty high up, which I never knew. As I pan to my left, get a feel for the height of this above the valley. And there's little air rat. There's mountain air rat right there. And as I pan down, you can see the valley. Okay, here's the arc again, and I can tell it's very windy. And I'm going to zoom, it's not zoom, but here I go. I'm going to zoom in, you can see I think this is the area where they blew out the sides in the 1960 expedition. And you can see right there the rock that pierces the side of the arc. It's very windy out here, so I hope you can hear what I'm saying. And you'll see some cows out there. And as I zoom in, you can see the lava flow going up. And over there as I ran across the border, across that ridge up there, I guess. Hopefully we'll be able to get up there. Okay, I'm close up. This is close to the arc. And you see it's very windy. Blow me over. This is the north end of the arc, which is downhill. You can see where the ridge turns are at. And I'm going to zoom out. Get an idea what I'm looking at. Sorry for the movement, it's the wind. Okay, here's a better view of the arc and it's less windy. As you can see, the visitor center just right there, and Bill Fry's in there helping Osan Bay put up the posters that Mary Nell gave him. There's the arc and the ridge and the lava flow and sheep. Okay, close up of the arc. I see a workman digging or fixing a dam down there. And here's the arc. Doing my best to keep it steady, but I haven't used this camcorder a lot. This is Bill Fry's. So I'm sure it's very
Ask him if he wants to say hi to Ron.
Ron bize gönderdiği yoğun gemisinin broşürlerine dolayı çok çok teşekkür ederim. Yoğun gemisinin. Güven dolayı teşekkür ederim. Ben de oldum. Yoğun gemisinin gönderen Ron dolayı kaptanına çok teşekkür ederim. Sunuyorum. Yoğun gemisinin gelmesini Ron dolayı bekliyorum. Benimle beraber çok memnun oldum. Teşekkürler ederim. Yoğun gemisinin bütün Türk milletine ve dünya alemine hayırlı ve mutlu olsun. Teşekkürler ederim.
Very good.
Ben Hasan Özel, Doğu Gemisinin Bekçisiyim. Tabi göreve devam ediyorum. Gelen turist ve yetkilere sahip sarılma istediklerini sunuyorum. Doğu Gemisi'ne göstermesini yardımcı oluyorum. Öyle misin? Öyle dedim. Evet. Tamam mı?
Tamam.
Doğu Gemisi Türk bilim adamlarıyla Amerikan arkeoloji ve bilim adamları tarafından müşterek olarak bir çalışma yapıldı. Son zamanlarda 1985 senesinde Amerikalılar bilim adamlarıyla her zaman Türk Üniversitesi arkeoloji ekipleri bir çalışma yapıldı. Doğu Gemisi kullanılan dair kesin karar verildi. 1989 senesinde Amerikalılar tarafından keşfedilirken Doğu Gemisi olduğuna ait Roma'da ve David Fazıl tarafından köyümüzden koyun alarak kurban kesildiği ve bilete verildi. Tabi çalışmalar bugüne kadar devam ediyor. İnşallah yakında gerçekleşecek. Doğu Gemisi bütün dünya alemine, Türk milletine hayırlı olmasını Cenab-ı Allah'tan dilerim. Ayrıca emeği geçen Roma'da David Fazıl ve Türk bilim adamlarına saygıyla sevgilerimi sunar. Teşekkür ederim.
Desteği bekle.
Efendim.
Desteği bekle.
Ben Hasan Özel, Doğu Gemisi'nin bekçisiyim. Güzel gelişleri Doğu Beyazıt, Türkiye. Çok çok teşekkürler, memnunum, teşekkürler, sevgili saygılar.
Well, here we are in the visitor center. We're looking through the windows out at the ARC site. It's very windy out today. This is what I came to see. Praise the Lord. Okay, we're walking down the pathway here to go up onto the ARC site. Okay, we're looking at what would be the west side of the ARC towards the end. Here you can see indentations in the wall where in between were rib timbers that are, you can still see part of them in there that are just fragmenting each year as the freezing from the winter goes in and the ice breaks it up. Now that's a very interesting structure that's sticking up from the east side. We'll take a closer look at that in a little bit. We're right here at the stern of the ship. What we're looking at, we're at the stern of the ship, and we saw a place where it was, some of the structure was breaking off, and we came down and looked at this, and it's has very much the appearance of a grain structure, like it might be fossilized wood. I don't know if you can see it, but it has a definite grain structure to it, and it's rock, like it might be petrified wood. And it's jutting out of the side of the boat.
Yeah.
I'm gonna gotta back down a little bit, so you can see where that is in relationship to. It's in the side, towards the rear.
It's coming out right here. kind of breaks off too easy. Yeah, what is that? It's like a rock.
Okay, I'm standing directly behind the stern of the ship. We're getting ready to go up on it. Turn around, let you see the area. And there's that pier up on the edge. And Andrew. Andrew, turn around here. What'd you find?
Rocks.
If that's indeed a petrified piece of wood, I can see why a geologist would disagree with that, because it doesn't have the normal grain structure of wood. And here you can see where they just go up in a line right up the side, this side of the ship. Okay, what do you got?
I don't know. I've seen these in the video.
Speak up.
I don't know what these are. I've seen them in the video. I forget. Maybe it's just erosion on the edges. Steep drop right here.
Oh yeah, it's about 20 feet.
Yeah, very crumbly everything. I don't know what these are. It just looks interesting. Iron? I don't know.
It's round though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Like a piece of wood or a timber or something. Okay, this is a view looking towards the front of the ship. You can see where it comes up to the point.
I think this is a rock because you can see quartz, like a vein through it.
Okay,
Yeah. Want to film it?
I am.
I'll get a photo of it. I guess it's the tip. Whatever that means.
Right on the bow.
Now, sir.
There's the outcropping of limestone. It's very demanding walking to the top of this. There you can see behind Andrew and the kids the ridge. Okay, we're standing on the east side of the ark and near the bow, and here is a piece of petrified timber sticking right out of the side. And there's another one there on the same level. Okay, there's Zephyr inside a hole in the side on the eastern side. We're going to go up and investigate and see if we can see any structure on the inside. I don't know if you can see this because of the sun in the background, but you have a very large prominent feature sticking up along the side down towards the rear of the boat on the east side. Okay, what Zephyr is standing by, I found this, what appears to be a petrified rib timber that fell from this section right up here. When it eroded out, it broke off and fell down here. And if you look real closely, you can see a grain structure in it. Very much like what we saw on the other side of the boat towards the stern. I'm going to go around to the other side to get a view of it from the other side. I think you can see the grain structure better from there. But this is a very large piece, as you can see from Zephyr standing there. Geologist up here, he'd say you're crazy, it's just a rock. But when you test it, it comes up with organic material in it. Yeah, most geologists would look at that and say that's not petrified wood, doesn't have any rings in it. But when Ron did the scraping here on the side back a few years ago, that's exactly the color and the consistency that he found underneath the thin layer of mud.
Sure, it's cold up here.
I want you to take a picture of me standing next to
On the bottom of the boat.
Okay, right here at this angle towards the rear of the boat on the west side, you can see portions of the rib. I looked at those rib timbers when we first came down, and there's still some of the wood in between the mud. You can see it. It's a different color, different texture. And you can see it right there, the lighter colored stuff. Here's a nice view of Andrew shooting my picture. Here's Zephyr picking some weeds for dinner. And here's a good shot of the ridge above the ark site.
We ran out of money, so that's our dinner.
Yeah. Well, we're vegetarians, so. What I want to do right now is I want to dispel a rumor that's going around. There you see the boat-shaped object. You see the limestone outcropping that is going through its middle. You see the rib timbers and the side going up all the way to the front of the boat there. And then I want you to look what's behind me. How about that? It's the visitor center that does not exist, and that was never built. There it is. So much for that story.
akşam ışığında
This is a village at the base of Mount Ararat. I don't know what the name of it is.
Diğer taraf var ya Türkmenada. Türkmenada var ya. Orada biz
There's a wedding going on over there.
git de git ki.
Romos bir.
Gönül kur bardım. Norave.
Avona yavrum.
Yavru ne ha?
Ama şey pepuke.
Ha, ne ya ağaç kalkan. Hava çıma habye.
Dave.
Hey Zibine. Hey Zibine.
Got a Casper the Friendly Ghost shirt.
Bir tane gire vuruyor.
Hey yavru ne yavru ya.
Here's our new hood ornaments. A couple of, what kind of woodpeckers are they?
Ağaç kalkan.
Ağaç kalkan.
Ne var onun ya? Neyden eşit kirne? İşte bu ya.
Bizim gözü de öyle bilir. Dik dik dik diye bir baban gitti.
This is the ridge from the main road. Here's a shot of the Ark site from the main road and the visitor center above it. There's a nice shot of the Ark. Okay, we're looking at the Ark from the road leading up to the Visitors Center, and I want to give you a little idea of the surrounding mud flow. Here you can see the mud flow where it comes down to the Ark, and then it goes on by and comes down this way. I don't know if you can see it from the perspective of the camera, but I get the impression that it's not really part of the mud flow. If you notice, the mud flow just kind of goes around it on the left side, and there is little, if anything, of a flow on the right-hand side, or what would be the western side. There, I can zoom in, you can see some place where the rib timbers were.
15.
Mount Ararat is what, about 15 kilometers behind me?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the arc site, and we'll swing around slowly. And you can see where it is in relationship to Ari Dog, Mount Ararat. It's about 15 kilometers, I'm being told.
You see the arc? Yeah, focus on me, not the arc. Okay.
I'm standing here at the visitor center, looking up the road towards Uzungeli village. You can see the tower of the mosque up there. And it's just above the arc site. There's a nice view of the arc. It's about 11:05 in the morning here, so you still got shadows on the western side. And there's the ridge above the arc. And of course you can see the mud flow that it was caught in. Okay, what we're looking at is a piece of fossilized, what appears to be fossilized deck timber, similar to the one that Ron found down here towards the end of the ship, but it is much smaller. It's about the size of a man's hand, and it has the similar kind of features that Ron's has. It has the shiny outer layer. I'll get a hold of it and show you. There you can see what it looks like. We're going to bring that back. I found it right down here in this area, just below the arc site. Okay, I'm standing here at the end of the arc, looking up the hill towards the front, and if you look there in the center of the screen, you can see two deck joists sticking out of the side. We'll go up in a little while and take a closer look at those. Right now, we're going to walk this trench along the western side. I'm still standing down here at the stern of the ark, and I looked up on this hill, which if it rises up, it goes up, although you can't see it any further than that because of the ark. There's a large stone standing up, like some of the anchor stones that have been found in this region, but we're so far away, even with my zoom, I can't get in close enough to tell what it is. And I got a fly on my arm. He's trying to bite me. I'm standing here beside the western wall of the ark, and we're looking up at the visitor center, and we'll swing around slowly, and you can see where it is in relationship to Mount Ararat. And then we'll swing on around. And you can see the side of the boat with some rib timbers sticking out. And there it is. What we're looking at here is the side of the ark, the western side, and if I'm not mistaken, Mary Nell, that's the hole that Ron drilled and you stuck your arm in and pulled out several animal hairs. But that's definitely a drilled hole right in the base of the ark. Rolling. Go.
Someone did this, I don't know who, but...
I do. Somebody's been doing a little private excavation work.
No. You can see that this is darker than this white stuff, even if you look underneath the top soil or top layer. So there's some type of difference there. It looks like a lot of rainwater has been running down here.
Uh-huh. What we're looking at is a couple of what I think are deck joists sticking out of the side. Hey! Hey, stop! Stop! If you go back about 3 paces and look straight up the side, that's where the deck joists are. I can see them from here. I think you're looking too far down. There's Andrew. Okay. There you're out looking into the valley. There's Zoff, or Zephyr, our guide. And that's the prow of the ship. Right below where I was standing a moment ago when I took those pictures of the deck joists, I found this hole that appears to be drilled into this outcropping. I don't know if it's something Ron drilled or not. It looks awful symmetrical for something that might have been dug by an animal. Okay, what we're looking at, I'm standing in the center of the ship and taking another look at those deck joists from a different angle. I tell you, climbing around on this thing is worse than climbing up and down in Sodom and Gomorrah. Really give you a workout. There's the visitor center. Here's a shot of Andrew standing near one of the rib timbers on the side. This is the western side. What you got? Dirt. Yeah. Hey, what a find.
Okay.
Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm standing up on the western side of the ark down towards the stern, and here you see one of the deck joists is jutting out from the side here, and if the camera will pan over, you can see there's another one right over here to my right, and they're perfectly aligned. What these were the beams that went across and supported the deck timbers that you could walk on. And you can't see it from where you are looking now, but there's a distinct difference in the coloration between these outcroppings and the rest of the material here, the mud. And these have been tested and been shown to contain organic carbon, which indicates that it was once living matter, probably wood. That's good. Okay, right here is a deck support timber that's sticking up out of the boat. And if you look down there, you can see another one further down. It's much larger. After having spent some time on this boat yesterday and then this morning, it's easy to understand why trained geologists would not recognize, for instance, something like this, these deck support timbers, because if you look at it, it just looks like rock. If you go up close and look at it, it just looks like rock. And so it would be real easy for a geologist to just say, well, that's just an odd-shaped rock. But analysis shows it to contain organic carbon. And when you do a radar scan with the subsurface interface radar, you find that this stuff is in a regular pattern that just, there's no way it could be man-made. So, Andrew, stop for a second. And why don't you just tell me what your reaction is to what you've seen yesterday and today. Turn a little bit towards this way so we can see you.
It's amazing. The site is much steeper than I thought it would be compared to the front and back ends. And it's big. I don't know what else.
Well, it's deceptively big because everything else is so large.
Yeah.
You get the impression that it's small, but this thing is 515 feet long, and at its widest point, I think it's about 138 feet wide.
Yeah.
And of course, it narrows towards the back and towards the front in a distinctive almond shape.
I just need to find myself a rivet, that's all. We can go home, so.
Yeah. What you're looking at here is one of probably a deck support timber, and this is on the eastern side of the boat, and there's a number of them in alignment here. I'm going to try to pan slowly and show them to you. There's one right there in the center of the screen, and then pan over here and there's another one. It's a lot of dirt covering it and some scrub brush. And then you pan over here and there's another one, and go here, here's another one. And there's a rather large one. And then there's a couple of more. There's an outcropping of some type, probably a piece of petrified timber. And we'll look around towards the bow of the boat. There's a couple of others out here as well that are outcroppings, but people have stacked stones on top of them. Yes.
Oh, still up there. Still up there.
What?
Film. Film. Yeah.
There's Andrew. I got to get the back. There's Andrew standing right in the middle of the ship. Okay, we're up near the bow of the ship, and we found this round, we don't know what it is. Andrew's going up there to check out what it is. Might be possibly be a piece of petrified wood, we're not sure. Can you get up there?
That one?
Yeah.
Black, whatever it is.
Was it got any kind of grain structure to it, or?
Looks like stone.
Does it look like it goes all the way through, or does it look like it's just on the surface? Talk loud so I can hear you.
I'm not sure. Let me check over here. It goes into it. I don't know how far.
How much can you see?
Well, there's dirt here, so you can't see anything. So right here.
Okay. What's on the other side?
Dirt.
Level? Pretty much level?
Now it goes down.
Okay, so how long could it be at the longest if it went all the way through? What, maybe 3-4 feet?
Well, it doesn't go down far enough to, if it's level, this beam, it would intersect it over here somewhere.
Oh, okay. All right. There's Zafir standing next to an outcropping of some type. Okay, I'm standing on the very prow of the ship looking back down towards the stern. There you see the limestone outcropping, the center. There's the eastern edge. There's the western edge coming up to here, to this point. Near the bow of the boat, looking back down towards the stern, and it looks like there's possibly another deck support timber jutting out of the side. There's sheep grazing up on the hill above the ark site. You can hear them bleeding even from this distance. Okay, here's one last shot of the ark from stern to bow. There's Hassan Bey, Baba, waving at us from the top. I was just telling Andrew I've discovered a new mathematical fact. Climbing up and down these hills, it goes like this. The shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, unless it's uphill. Boy, are these hills steep. Here's a nice view of the ridge from near the visitor center, just below it. And right over in this area is where the border markers for Iran are. Just over that ridge is Iran.
Let's go,
They see this whole area filled up.
There's a rock formation near Kasan. Looks Suya.
Around the city, and I'm looking for the gold.
The gold.
Yeah.
Did you find any gold?
No, I didn't find, but maybe I will find in 3 years after.
So what are you going to do in 2 months?
What?
Where are you going in 2 months?
I am going to soldier.
Soldier.
Yeah. Be 18 months in there.
18 months.
Yeah.
Where do they take you?
I don't know because they don't tell you before 1 week you go. For example, I go 21st of August, and they will tell me, I think, 28th of August.
28?
18th of August.
Do you know Ron Wyatt?
Yeah, I know.
You met him before?
I didn't know really, but I saw him.
You saw him?
Yeah.
When was that?
Hmm?
When did you see him? What year?
Just a few years ago.
Few
Yeah.
years ago?
They're asking to us, we are going to a special place, they say. My uncle and his friend, they found something look like some metal around the one rock.
I don't
We
know.
are going to see that.
Where is this place?
This place is near the Ugly Way, but it's yesterday we saw the mountain in the
So,
it's volcano.
can you point to it?
Yeah.
Can you point to the directions we're going?
Just we go that side.
Uh-huh.
It's the west.
The west.
Yeah.
Okay. How long will it take to get there?
I think it takes 20 minutes,
20 minutes?
20 or 15 minutes to get.
And are we going to the palace afterwards?
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me about that tunnel that you found under the hotel.
Yeah, it's a few years ago just they started to build this hotel and they found a tunnel. It's about, they think about 2 or 3 kilometers.
Uh-huh.
And it's like they have metal inside. It's covered with the metal.
Yeah.
But they don't know which metal is it. And they think it's going to somewhere. But they don't know, they just build hotel and they close it.
How far underground is this?
It's about 1 to 5 meters.
Under this hotel?
Yeah.
Under the, okay. Tell us, what do you think about these Americans coming to see Noah's Ark?
They see all the time and they come all the time, and I think that like they try to find, and some says we find and some believe that Ron White found one, and someone thinks it's the ark is there, but someone thinks it's in the Ararat, it's the wrong place, this one.
Uh-huh.
And they think it's the tomb of the Ararat. Many times I hear that.
And where do you take people to see the Ark? You take them to Ararat? Or to Ron's site?
I bring them to Iran site, like to Zangili village.
Uh-huh.
Because in Ararat I didn't see anything like the Ark.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's Bill coming down from the room. This interview is off, and he's telling us about his life. And we're about to leave. 'Good.
Thank you.
Well, this morning we're on the way to the Ishak Palace. I forget how to say the rest of it.
Ishak Pasha Palace.
Right, right. My Turkish is getting better. I think. It's the Biza.
Ooh.
That's Ararat in the background. I don't know if you can see it or not. And up there is the palace that we're going to.
I think I still got it. Oh, yes.
What's the name of that again?
Ishak Pasha Palace.
Ishak Pasha Palace. When was it built?
It's they start to build 1684
Okay.
and they finished 1785.
It's part of the Ottoman Empire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
99 years they made this palace.
Oh, okay. Is it used today?
No.
No.
Just for the tourists.
Okay.
And they make a restoration. It's very bad.
Yeah.
They make a roof with the metal.
Uh-huh.
It's really makes bad. Inside also they put some metal in.
Uh-huh. Here's a view of Dubaisit from the hill overlooking Ishak Pasha Palace. And here we can see the Valley of Eight. And around the corner of that ridge there is the road that takes you out to Uzungeli village.
Bill,
Yes.
take me.
Where are you?
Behind you. Looking to the
And
all the city.
part of the landscape here is very interesting.
Yeah,
It looks just like Andrew.
interesting.
Yes.
I see Bill Fry.
I'm going to zoom in and watch his aperture open and close here. Go for it.
It's not automatic.
I can't focus. Getting glare off of your teeth, your braces. Okay. Beautiful land.
Got this down to the
Yes.
this side is the old Dogu Bayazid.
Right. Right down in this.
About 54 years ago, people they moved down to the valley, and the new city is 54 years old. This one is very old, and Armenian and Kurdish, Turkish, they live together in here, and they have a more than this new city, more people they live in old city.
Uh-huh.
But now the Armenian people going to Armenia and Turkish people going to west, and only Kurdish people is in the new city.
Okay, only Kurdish.
Yeah. And they have few Turkish people, like my parents.
Mm-hmm.
They from the old city,
Yes.
and now we have about 3 or 4 families. In
That's
the
all?
new city,
Yeah.
Turkish people.
Okay. How many people live in the old city now? Any idea?
I don't have idea because they say many people, more than new city. Like new cities has a 50,000, but if you see here, it's small. But they say more people.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Walk up to the top if you want. I would. This mosque is from the old Bayezid. Yeah, it's not belong to this castle.
Looks like it's a fortress.
Yeah. It's very hard to explain how they built this one.
Very carefully, I'm sure. This is our guide Zafir. He's climbing up to show us a couple of crosses that are carved on the side of this fortress wall.
You can see in here just something. I think it's the letter goes like this. I think it's B. B? Yeah, this one. And one cross is here, and something's writing here. Small, writing something here.
There's a cross right above his head.
Another one is up there. Big one is there. And I didn't see other one is up in there. And one is there. Yeah. You get it?
Yes.
In here, I can tell you, writing something in, I don't know which language. It doesn't look like the English letter or Turkish any. It must be Russian or Arabic.
Okay. We've climbed a ways up this mountain so we can get a better view of the palace. And Bayezid in the Valley of Eight. So overcast today, it's hard to see anything except the low things.
It's some picture. This, you see the hole?
Yes.
It's around the hole they have a picture. One big in the right.
I see a head or
Yeah.
something, yeah, like
Yeah,
a man with his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me focus in on that.
It looks Assyrian.
It looks Syrian or Egypt.
Egyptian?
Yeah, Egyptian. Because they have a like a cap different.
Yeah, the dresses.
Yeah, dresses too.
Looks like there's a woman next to him,
Yeah.
and he has his arm around her.
With two fingers.
His right arm, his left arm he has down like this, and it looks like he has his right arm around her like this. She's facing him. If I can hold the camera still.
Can you get closer to that? You walk up this way?
Yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I do. I always forget it because
Yeah, the video.
video.
Take a picture.
Woohoo! Lütfen! Woohoo!
Sun's coming out.
It's a bird.
Here's Ahmet and Andrew trying to negotiate the path down. It's pretty slippery. But, well, you know, I did better than that, and I'm twice your age. Let's go.
You want me to fall?
I didn't fall once. I slipped a little, but it was planned. As you can see, it's pretty steep. Hey, Andrew, is your insurance paid up?
You know, Ahmed says I'm before also climber.
Yeah. Well, you were doing a little rock climbing there a minute ago. Oh, now he's getting cocky.
Hoping I would fall. You have America's Funniest Home Video.
Look at this.
Probably stay there.
Really, I don't want to go there.
Ararım da senin fotoğrafı kamera diksin.
You see that?
Yeah.
It's pretty easy if you had better shoes.
Back, there you go.
I will go up there in 10 minutes and come back.
Okay, go.
But I must start in the mosque side. Okay, near the mosque.
Okay,
Okay, not now.
you wave when you're ready.
You're cheating. It's on your watch.
Go! He's been gone 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
Okay.
And we haven't seen him yet. He's up there somewhere climbing. I think I see him.
Where?
Now, whoever it was went behind a rock.
He's right there. Way over there. I just saw him go by.
Up top?
That side. See the pillar? I mean the
Yeah,
tower? On this side, the right side.
Okay.
Way above it.
Okay, we saw him right up in this section.
He's gonna wave soon.
He said he was going to make it to the top and 10 or the top and back.
I think the top. Well, maybe back.
I was going to say, because it's not even 3 minutes yet.
He's right there.
There he is. And it's... There he is. And it's only 3 minutes and 20 seconds. If I can zoom out for my watch here, we can see.
Here.
He probably made it in 3 minutes and 10 seconds.
O daha bir dakika evvel çıktı.
Well, here we are.
So they don't say. They don't.
Well, we're on our way to Kasan.
They're very rich.
Okay, here we are approaching the large piece of petrified timber. It's just off the road that goes to Kasan on the left-hand side as you're going in. Hit it with a rock. Pick up a rock and hit it. Pick up a rock and just bang on it. You ever heard rock sounds like that?
Haydi ha. Ağaçtır ha. Valla. Önceden kalma. Gördün? Ağaçtır bu. Taşlaşmış. Bak. Hiç taşta böyle ses çıkıyor, buna bak. Ya.
Yeah, let's bang it.
Wow.
Looks like bark.
Yeah.
Here, let's get a beat. Fun. Film us.
Hey, take it. Come on, look at that.
Okay.
Okay, here's the petrified tree bark near the village of Kasan, and you've got 8 crosses on this. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a large one right here, and then there's one right here.
One here.
There's one here.
And
There's one here. There's one right here.
one must be here, they broke down.
Yeah. And there's one more.
One more.
You find the tiny one down there?
1, 2. Oh, there's a tiny one right here. I think. So worn, it's hard to tell. Oh, there's one right here.
Yeah,
We didn't count that one.
I saw.
Okay. There's a large one here. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There should be 2 more.
6. Must be one here. Look, must be one here
Okay,
because it's all. Look, one here, one here.
one here, one here,
Yeah.
one here, and there's one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you got 2, 4, 6, 7.
Sure.
Wait, right here. Okay, yeah, okay, 8. All right.
Did these cross holes? They're so hard. I had a chisel.
Well, they had to use something like that, yeah.
Did someone break it already? Might have been David Fazel.
Oh, here. Here.
That?
I think.
Here, oh, these edges. I could get these edges.
Okay, here's another piece of the bark. The sun just came out so we can get some decent pictures. Here, I'm focusing in on the large cross. You can see that. Looks like a big chunk of tree bark. Way up on the hill, I lost it. Why can't I see? Okay.
Straight ahead.
What we're looking at is the altar stone up on the hill. From a distance, we're standing on the road. We may go up there later, just depends on the situation. Okay, here's an anchor stone. Scott, how many crosses on that?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5, okay. And what's left of the hull and the anchor stone's been broken off. But no hull. Maybe upside down? Possibly? Yeah. What we're looking for specifically for is 8. Yeah. Which the big one over there by the house.
Yeah. This was has a many.
Has about 14, I think.
Yeah. I can just count. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, big one, 14, 15, 16, 16,
What about over here on the corner?
16,
Across from that.
16.
Right where your hand, right below your hand.
This one,
Yeah.
16. This one is with the,
Okay. Let me get a close-up of that.
yeah, this and this one.
Yeah.
I think it's 16, 17,
That's called an ankh, I think.
18. 18 crosses.
18 crosses. And a big hole on the top. Okay. Zoff, come here and take a picture with me.
Yeah. And do like this. Hello, we do.
Nova da sobie pojma, nova kad šet, nova stisnio odbre, kada kaju jej, a nova da nema pojma kako stisnio.
Okay.
Ja, ovo, to što
You got it set where you want it?
Yok, belediye başkanı olsun. Belediye başkanı
Okay. I'll get one of you in a minute. Okay, one more. Okay. Everybody smile. Okay.
Hoca kara.
Okay. I want to look at you behind the scenes.
Hava adam. Bu ne? Yazıyor bunu he.
ولا نظام
Bunu kullanıyor.
هذا ظالم لا لا نظام
Hello, Pintos. Hello. Hello, Panjano. Hello, hello.
براني كلمة از إيرماني فيلم برا بخون
Aslan mecbur کنه من داخل داری. Rivalle içinde Allah ismi de var.
والله دش كده هي
Vallahi.
يعني الله اسمini Hristiyan da kullanıyor ama
Sana kullanır hatta yani Kur'an-ı Kerim yazısı içinde var. Baksana. Baksana. Aa böyle noktası ecra o.
Ermeni işte yani. Yani Ermeni çarpı 5 yaşta hayat yani. Yani her yolunuz
Süryanidir. Bu aslında bu Süryanidir. Süryani. Bu Frans yani abi böyle bir kilise bak Kerem kilise geçti buraya da.
sevadan.
Ha burada bir kilise var ha.
Kimse burada
Ha, bu Fransa'da bir
Here come the kids, huh? Some ducks in Kasan. Saglik Suyu. Okay, what we're doing is we're right outside Saglik Suyu, and there's these large holes that look like almost like they've been drilled in the ground right through the rock. And you say these things have always been here?
Yeah.
As long as anybody knows of. Here's the spring in Saglik Suyu, which means healthy water.
Good.
Okay, this is the large spring above Saglik Suyu, which means healthy water. Water is supposed to have healing powers. And this is an area where people bring their animals and they come here and sit in the green grass and picnic. Here's a stone alongside the road on the going towards the village of Kasan that we saw, and has a crescent shape underneath the large cross and two small crosses above that. Here's an interesting figure on this rock. It has a head, shoulders, and a body. This is between the villages of Saglak Suyu and Kasan.
They're yelling. But that's not an anchor stone.
No, but it's got a cross in it.
Oh. Let me get out on this side.
No, don't go out.
Don't go out.
They think we
Oh.
look for it. Don't go.
Okay, Bill, you got to take it from me.
Village Shamsu on the
It's the house made of dung. Nice if you can just hire a Turkish army to help you read your official stuff. Going all these places.
hire them.
Well, I mean,
Okay, it's morning on June 8th, and just wanted to show you the lobby of the hotel where we are. There's Andrew. We're watching Turkish TV. There's Zaf, our guide, and the front entrance.
here we are in the lobby, and here's Mustafa and Zaf's brother.
Who's Mustafa?
That's Mustafa? No. Who's that? Mehmet.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's Mustafa?
Mustafa is not here. He's Mustafa uncle.
Oh, that's right. Okay. And I'm talking to, he's hiding. This is Zaf there. And what do you do here?
I'm working in this hotel, just manage something, and just before I'm doing a tour around the city, and I'm looking for the gold.
The gold.
Yeah.
Did you find any gold?
No, I didn't find, but maybe I will find in few years after.
So what are you going to do in 2 months?
What?
Where are you going in 2 months?
I'm going to soldier.
Soldier.
Yeah. Be 18 months in there.
18 months.
Yeah.
Where do they take you?
I don't know because they don't tell you before 1 week you go. For example, I go 21st of August, and they will tell me, I think, 28th of August.
28?
18th of August.
Do you know Ron Wyatt?
Yeah, I know.
You met him before?
I didn't talk really, but I saw him.
You saw him?
Yeah.
When was that?
Hmm?
When did you see him? What
Just
year?
a few years ago.
Few
Yeah.
years ago?
They're asking to us, we are going to a special place, they say. And my uncle and his friend, they found something look like some metal around the one rock.
I don't
We
know.
are going to see that.
Where is this place?
This place is near the Ugly Way, but it's yesterday we saw the mountain.
Car on our way back to Erzurum on the 9th of June. We spent 3 days in the Bayezid and the surrounding area. And we just came through Ari. We're on about an hour and a half's ride, about 170 kilometers from Erzurum.
This route covered with the mountain but rainy. Other
Yeah.
side has a wind. Saat cevap aldı.